Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Aging Games. Here are my top 5 things that I would never consume as a naturopath. And when I say never, I mean never. Number 1 on the list is seed oils. By seed oils, we're talking about soybean oils, corn oil, sunflower oil. Also, I would put margarine into this category, even though it's solid. These oils are very highly processed and they're very high in omega-6. They actually don't even constitute as food. They are something, they're recognized as something completely different in our bodies, and they are very, very dangerous. They lead to inflammation throughout the body. They can also lead to cancer. They have been associated with all kinds of cardiovascular diseases. Seed oils are pure toxin. And once they've been introduced into our bodies, about 50, 60 years ago, maybe a little bit more now, once they became popular and they replaced lard and butter in our cooking, the rates of cardiovascular disease have skyrocketed throughout the world, and seed oils are to blame. They cause so many different health issues. I can't even begin to name all of them to you. So if you want to make a big change and improve your health this year, then you must get rid of seed oils. I would never touch them. I'm so careful with avoiding them. Now, the second thing that I really avoid as a naturopath is caffeine. Coffee, but caffeine in pretty much everything. I stopped drinking coffee about 7, 8 years ago now. There's so many reasons for this. And I mean, there's so much controversy when it comes to coffee, and everyone's going to try to tell you that it's so healthy, it's so good for you. But the proof is in the pudding. If you stop drinking coffee, first of all, you're going to have really bad reactions because it's an addictive substance. It's a drug. So, you're going to have withdrawal symptoms. Now, that alone should tell you that this is not something that is fit for human consumption. Now, what is caffeine? Caffeine in the coffee plant is actually a pesticide that destroys the nervous system of the insects that are trying to invade it. So what do you think it's doing to your nervous system throughout the years? It's doing the exact same thing. It's destroying your nervous system. They have also shown that it will reduce blood flow to the brain by over 40%, which of course we don't want. It's going to disrupt your sleep, which is a huge issue because sleep is crucial. It's my number 1 hack for good health is to get 8 hours of sleep every day, which is almost impossible when you're drinking coffee regularly. It's going to disrupt your hormones. If you're a menopausal woman, over 50, it's going to cause major, major problems with your hormones. Also not a good thing, right? And if you're drinking coffee because you're trying to lose weight or for skipping meals and stuff like that, it's actually going to raise your cortisol levels, which is your stress levels, and it's going to lead to weight gain. So you're going to have the opposite effect. Now, again, the best way to really realize what caffeine does to your body is to stop it for 30 days and then have a cup of coffee and see what happens. I have done this experiment, and it really is truly shocking. Number 3 on my list are artificial sweeteners, specifically aspartame. I've been talking about aspartame for decades, and they didn't come out about it being harmful until now, when they're finally admitting that it does actually cause cancer. And I've been telling this people for so many years, avoid aspartame and artificial sweeteners in general, because they are all toxic. So now we know that it leads to cancer, and also it does a major disruption of your gut microbiome, which you don't want. It's going to mess up your digestion. It's going to lead to weight gain. Again, people are drinking, these diet sodas by the gallons because thinking it's going to help you lose weight. It's not going to help you lose weight. It's going to make you fat. You need to drink water, and you need to stop drinking all this crap. Sugar is at least more of a natural substance that you can consume. Of course, sugar is not good for you. I always speak out against sugar. But if you have to choose between sugar and an artificial sweetener, you're still better off with sugar or honey as an alternative. Now, also, artificial sweeteners are associated with dementia, increased dementia risk, cardiovascular disease. I mean, all of these things you don't want to be dealing with as you're getting older. And the effects are accumulative. So if you're having these over years and years and decades, it just builds up in your system. It's a toxin that it can't eliminate naturally. So it's just going to get stored in your body, and it's going to lead to major problems sooner or later. Number 4 on my list is farmed fish, specifically salmon, because I think that's the worst culprit out there. Now, farmed fish are kept in this overcrowded, small spaces. There are all kinds of diseases that they become susceptible to. Also sea lice. So they're often being sprayed, and they use all kinds of chemicals for sea lice, which is very harmful to our bodies and to them as well. but they're also fed so many hormones and antibiotics and everything, and all of those end up in our bodies. So you may be, trying to eat more fish, trying to increase your protein intake, which I recommend highly, but not in the form of farmed fish. This can be so dangerous. So guys, really pay attention to your health. There are such good alternatives out there. I know it's more expensive, but if you're not paying for your health now, you're going to end up paying later in hospital bills, in medications, and doctor bills and everything else. So it's you pay now or you pay later. Make sure you get good quality wild, especially wild salmon, if you can. Very, very important. And the final thing that I never consume and I don't recommend to anyone, not even to your children, is fruit juices. Now, don't shoot the messenger. I know you've been brainwashed into thinking that fruit juices are essential and they are so healthy. They are not in any way. First of all, fruit juices will raise your blood sugar levels because there's no fiber. When you're eating the fruit, there's fiber that's going to slow down the blood sugar effect. But when you're drinking it, you're drinking straight sugar, liquid sugar. And you're going to have these huge spikes that you don't want to be dealing with. It's going to make you hungry. It's going to make you eat more. It's going to lead to obesity. It's going to lead to diabetes. It's also been associated with cardiovascular disease. Fruit juices can also increase your hypertension risk, and they've been proven to be linked to higher blood pressure. So guys, definitely not a healthy drink. The best thing that you can drink is water. We don't need to be drinking fruit juices. It's a total misconception, and it's a huge industry, and they're trying to sell you on this that, first thing in the morning, you need to wake up and drink gallons of fruit juice and feed them to your children as well. And it's just absolute complete lie. So these are my top 5. I have many, many more. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about the things that I really avoid, because I think ultimately health is not just about what we consume, but also about all the things that we avoid. And this goes for environmental factors, for food, for drinks, for so many different things. And I feel very, very passionate about these things. So, if you're consuming these things thinking you're going to lose weight and you're doing something good for your health, it's quite the opposite. So whatever the conventional wisdom tells you to do the opposite, and that will keep you healthy much, much longer. Let me know below what you guys think about this. I'm ready for a heated argument or debate about this. I'm more than used to it. So bring it on, guys, and let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. The algorithm loves that stuff. Take care, guys.